You are listening to an Atomic Broadcasting production, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the feature presentation. And remember, do your part, such as like, comment, rate, and don't forget to tell a friend to tune in for an Atomic Time.
Now, where did we leave off? Ah, yes. After a sleepless night, Zephyr decided to reveal the existence of the creature following him, which Val recognized as a soul-devouring boogeyman. As they discussed, Uver questioned the origin of Zephyr's magic, prompting Alward to ask him what happened to his family.
I have a fun fact for you all. Would you all like to know a fun fact?
Yeah.
Fun fact with Petite.
Okay, so how many of you are familiar with Garth Brooks?
Yes.
I've heard the name.
I've heard the name, but I don't recall it off the
I was
top
a
of my
country
head.
s-
He
Fan,
is a
yes.
country singer.
Yeah.
Did you know?
Oh, yes, that guy.
Did you know that in 1999 he wanted
Good
to
year.
switch up his music genre?
Yeah.
So he became a rock singer with an alter ego. I forgot his name.
I'm sorry, that does not compute.
Chris Haynes. Sorry, Chris Gaines.
That sounds familiar. What songs did Chris Gaines sing?
I don't know. All I remember is seeing that fact.
Well, now we must know.
That's a rock fact.
Just kidding. Happy Halloween.
Sorry, 1998. Close enough.
Thanks, George Washington.
That is a rock fact.
Recently just
Track
watched
listing.
it.
Let's see. That's the way I remember it. Lost in You, Snow in July, Drifting Away, Way of the Girl, Unsigned Letter.
Man, these songs must suck.
You
I
heard
haven't
the
heard a
rock
single
songs?
one.
They sound like country
They
songs.
do sound like country. Well, granted, okay, so country.
No. Veto.
Veto on the country, no. Veto on the country, no. That sounds like a country song.
It does.
on the country, no.
And that's a country no.
Veto.
I don't want to know what a
No.
country no is.
Nah.
I could tell you.
Please
Yeah,
don't.
no.
Please, no thank you. Bless your heart.
No, please.
I could do a
continue.
Canadian no.
No.
And you
know you were
do
gonna
it
ask.
anyway.
Sorry. Sorry, no.
Sorry, no.
Sorry.
I can't. Do
I
a
hope we
Canadian
don't have any
accent.
listeners in Canada.
Oh,
We
they
do.
know.
Yeah.
They all know. They all know they have
They'll
their own
forgive us.
dialect.
They're so polite.
Oh, no, that
That
sounds
was
Irish.
That was Irish. It was.
Sounded almost
I
like
can't
a
do
pirate.
a Canadian accent. I'm sorry, everybody. Canada.
The people
Canada?
that I work with,
know,
I get calls from southern Missouri all the way to bits of regions of Canada. So you can really tell what part of the country they are. Like, it's only the small strip of Central America. Central America.
Not Central America.
Central
North
United
America?
States.
Central United States. Sorry, we're all America.
The Midwest.
Yeah, the Midwest, which is really the Middle West. I mean, sorry, the middle. That's what mid
It's
means.
West, okay? It's Middle West.
Anyway, you can really tell what little sliver they're from as you go up, because they all just sound more and more Canadian.
It's true, because you have the Ozarkian down, like from Arkansas to pretty much bottom of Iowa. You have Ozarkian kind of deal. Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah, oh, yeah, it is.
No.
Heck yeah.
I would love to know.
And Ozarks, I know where the Ozarks ends, but like that accent, the
No.
Ozark accent, yeah, it does.
The listeners out there, I would love to know what they think each of our dialects sound like. So what do I sound like? What does Geordie sound like? What does Fen sound like?
Fen.
Fen. What does Fen sound
Fen.
like?
I have a
Hoof Fen.
The S isn't even worth it.
Ven.
Shut up, Van. or Am.
What are you doing?
You knocked over my chapstick.
Well,
Sorry.
speaking of being able to tell where someone came from,
I thought you were going to say
want to go ahead and
being not
start us off, Petite?
So you asked where my magic came from. My mother taught me magic when I was younger, and my father taught me how to use weapons. In fact, this bow that I carry was his. I decided to combine these aspects and using archery was not always the plan. I was going to use the bow as a kind of a catalyst, or that's not the right word, maybe it is. It was going to be how I cast my spells. It wasn't a long time after they started teaching me. I'm so sorry for all this, but you're going to get a lot of information from me.
No, please, continue.
That's why I asked.
We did share a lot last night, so...
So, as many of you probably guessed, I did, in fact, have a family. Mother, father, 2 older sisters, and 1 younger brother. It was a normal day. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary. I wouldn't have imagined anything like this were to happen, but I went out to practice my magic and do some training on my own, attempting to hone my skills, make something unique that I could use. And I hope that at this point I actually have been able to accomplish that. But after training for so long, I did end up falling asleep. It couldn't have been more than a few hours, but it was a hefty nap. It was a good nap. But when I woke up, it was starting to get dark. I started going home thinking everyone's going to be upset with me. I'm late. They should know where I am. But when I got there, I didn't see anyone. Usually my mother would be gardening. My father would be doing some work around the house, and my siblings playing inside. But none of them were there. Except the door was open. I went in, and that's where I found my sisters. I first went to them, obviously, because I didn't want my parents to be mad at me. They were in their bed. Didn't make a lot of sense to me since it was somewhat earlier. As I got closer, I noticed that they were soaked in blood. They were motionless. I can admit that at the time I was scared. My fear got a hold of me, and I ran to my brother's room, which was coincidentally my parents' room, as he was quite young and still slept in their bed, and that's where I found my brother and my mother also. Puddle of blood. I couldn't believe it, and kind of brushed it off, thinking, oh, it's just a dream. I went out to find my father's study, which I walked in and just saw him sitting there in his chair, and I thought, Father, sister, mother, and brother, they're not moving. Neither was he. When I walked up to him, I found him with this dagger. I pull out the dagger that I also use, thrust inside his back. I did not hesitate to leave. I gathered what I could, and I've been gone since. So, if you want the short story, my family's gone.
I'm so sorry, Zafir. I didn't... I couldn't even... I don't do this. Do you want a hug?
Yes.
Howard's going to awkwardly hug Zafir.
Your line of work. Have you been trying to find what happened or who did that to your family?
A little. Some, yes. Some is just a way to take out the anger. it makes me resent others' lives. But in a way, it also makes me want to find a new family. Which is why I'm concerned for all of you.
I am sorry to hear what happened, and thank you for sharing. I don't know what we can do right now about this creature that's stalking you. But you have my word that if I can help and when I can help, I will be there.
Thank you.
This might not be the time, but I might, if you'd let me see the dagger. Honestly, I don't want to because it seems like there's a lot going on with that thing and I don't want to have nightmares for the next month. But I could see what I can do, if anything.
You're going to try what you did with the locket.
Yeah, so to speak. I can sort of reach out and search for certain emotions imparted onto the object if it has a lot of ones. It could just end up me seeing him, so to speak, but I could also see whatever did it if that thing imparted a lot of emotion onto the knife itself.
Frankly, I don't even know what could have put it in my father. I don't know if it was someone, if it was an accident, or if it was himself.
How would you stab yourself in the back?
I do apologize, but it was actually the chest. Some details stand out, but others do get a little fuzzy, as you can probably understand.
It might, if Alward is willing, it might give some answers.
Here. I just kind of push it out towards you.
Howard hesitantly just reaches out and grabs the dagger.
So when you first touch it, you just get a sense of desperation and grief.
I feel like both would just be you. I'm going to see if I can't spend some time focusing on the grief to see who imparted it.
Aren't those the same vibes you got from Hamir's stuff?
The chalice was hunger.
Right.
That's what I focused on. I'm sure grief was in it and desperation was in it too, but I was like,
I
why is this
wasn't
cup
sure,
hungry?
yeah.
So as Alward is holding onto the dagger and focusing, he's just kind of got his eyes closed, focusing his energy. Kobold's sitting there.
Since I'm all laying it out there, I thought I might as well as tell you, my name was not always Zephyr. It used to be Zephyr.
Didn't you tell it?
I told you too that last night. I don't know how much you remember considering how
This sounds very familiar.
inebriated you were.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Zephyr.
You can continue to call me Zephyr.
As you wish.
I do. I do wish.
And Alward, as you're focusing on that sense of grief, as you had suspected, your mind's eye crystallizes and you just see a vision of a young Zephyr as he's taking the dagger out and just the overcome with grief.
A tear is going to form in Alward's eye as he gives it back and say, I'm sorry, you imparted a lot of emotion into that dagger. That's all I'm getting.
I figured as much. There's not much left for me, anyway. I guess I imbued it all into the dagger.
Val, motions for you to come to her so she can hug you.
We're outside the tent.
I know. Sitting down, and I only have one arm because he still has my other arm.
Oh.
Oh!
You've just been carrying her arm this whole time?
I put it in my pocket.
Just that arm is hanging out of his pocket.
Well, I put it in my cloak. Can I do that? Can I produce an arm out of my cloak?
Rustaford peeks out of your cloak holding the arm.
It's a good thing I installed pockets in the back of my cloak.
It has pockets.
I apologize, Val. Here, you can
I just
have your arm back.
Thanks. I was just wanting to hug you because you are going through a lot right now.
I want to point out for the audience, this entire time, Sam as Val has just been gesturing like, give me my arm.
No, she's been saying, come here.
He really has been only using one arm.
I have throughout, but like, yes, my arm.
She had to stop cuddling Neros.
No, she's trying not to stop. That's why she's motioning for you to come over.
You're just getting fanned.
Thank you, Val.
Um,
I'm half your size.
I
This is a
know.
lot.
It's very easy to hug you because you're so small. Did you ever think the way that creature, you said that he calls you that rabbit almost affectionately, what if he did all this to you to set you up as a weapon for him to take souls? What if this was all his plan and he did that to your family and put you through all this grief just to mold you into something? And
I choose to believe that my actions are of my own.
I know what it's like to be controlled by someone with a distorted view of these things, and it's easiest to find out and to put a stop to it if you can. You're not stuck. You can always figure it out and change it, break the cycle or whatever might be happening. But if that's the case, then he might have some distorted view on you, think of you as like a weapon of his, that it belongs to him. That might be why he's keeping you from everything else, to keep you as a cold-blooded assassin.
I never thought of it that way. I just thought he was being rude. But nevertheless, I think we should potentially address him. I don't think we need to go after him yet,
Right.
but I think we should at least speak.
Alright, sounds good. And she'll let go.
Howard's gonna cast time sense again real fast. This is me wanting to know how much time has passed.
6:52.
Okay, so not much time at all.
Yeah, it's been about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Val's gonna start putting her arm on.
Well, Zephyr kind of rubs his nose a little, and the bridge is ready. We've all said things and done things, and Uver, could you put on a shirt, please?
Oh, right.
Why are you shirtless? What happened?
Uver just kind of, at that, he just kind of frowns for a moment and is like, oh!
Well, how else was I supposed to see his runes?
The runes. We were just studying the runes.
Studying the runes, okay.
We were. Val, I don't know if that kobold speaks common. Can you ask him to give me my cup back?
Oh my goodness, you never heard that he said the bridge was done, did you?
Bridge is done.
Can
Wait,
I
was
have
he the
my
common
cup
one?
back?
Bridge is done is the only thing I know in common.
He says in common.
You just said that you...
He wants the cup back when you're done with it.
He slams back like the last 3 ounces of coffee and then hands you the cup.
I imagine he starts sweating.
He starts vibrating.
I will say to anyone that noticed, because you haven't seen Uver shirtless. The only thing that looks old about him,
Swoon.
the only thing that looks old about him is the fact that his hair and beard are white.
So what you're telling
Oh
me
my.
is he's smooth-skinned and ripped.
Hey, smooth skin.
He's
Sure.
Very-
No wrinkles.
very...
He looks like a he looks like a dwarf in his prime.
Beaten and bruised.
Smooth-skinned. Wait, so a lot of hair.
But all of
ripped.
it gray.
Ripped.
He looks unnaturally young.
There we go. But yeah, seriously, the only thing that looks old about him is the fact that his hair and beard are white.
Does his face also look like that, or does his face... I've been imagining you with wrinkles this whole time.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
How old does he look then?
So never
A
realized.
dwarf in his prime, so 150.
Imagine
120.
him-
That makes sense why my mom didn't believe you.
Yeah.
I also didn't realize your hair was white.
Yeah. That was like one of the only big
I
descriptions
don't pay
made.
attention to you.
Gandalf level white.
Are your runes purple?
No.
I
no,
don't know
they're-
why, but I
they
imagine
they
them
look
being
like
purple.
very neat scars. But yeah, that's just a descriptor that none of you would have noticed until now.
Val leans right over to Neros' ear, and she's like, I told you guys my real name last night, right?
Yes.
I don't remember.
Yes.
I did.
What was it?
Hertha.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
It's been a while.
Helvetica. Like the script.
It's been a while. Do you want us to not say anything?
No, I was going to say something.
Oh, okay.
I said last night that I didn't want to keep lying about things, and then I told us to keep lying about things, and I just don't think that's a very good idea. So I don't think I'm just going to stop lying, and I'm just going to be open and honest.
Alward's internal monologue for the first half of this game.
I think a little white lie isn't such a bad thing.
Alward.
As you say that, a kobold comes running into the village. And he's just like flailing his arms as he runs up. And he's like, no. And he's in Draconic, yelling, the intruder, he's opened the sacred door.
Oh. They're making a move on the sword. We got to get going.
Oh, well, let's go. We'll come back for our tent.
Alward. She puts her hands on Alward's shoulder. My name's Hertha Helvig. I'm Hamir's daughter. My dad killed your dad. I'm very sorry. Don't hate me. And then she goes and starts putting on her armor.
Wait. What?
Alward just...
We don't have time to unpack this.
Come on, let's go.
Alward's just going to look at you. You're putting on your... Why would I hate you? You didn't kill my father.
That's
Uber
very
just-
nice of
Do
you.
you need help?
A lot of people judge me for it. I didn't want to be judged.
How many people judge your father for killing my father?
This isn't the time for us to have this conversation. As Uber throws on her shirt, and grabs his book and everything, shoves it in his bag, and says, "We need to get make sure that the man doesn't get the sword."
Just so you know, I really hate my dad.
I don't care how you feel about your
Oh,
father.
my father. I don't hate my dad. My dad's very nice.
Oh, that's good to know that you found somebody else to be a replacement.
Well, he had to raise me
We
because my
don't
father
have
was at
time!
war with your dad, killing him.
Alward, let's go.
She's hopping, putting on her last boot.
We're leaving the tent for now. There's no time.
I bet Zafir could put those tents up while I'm putting on my armor. He's very quick.
He is.
I can only put them
canonically.
out fast.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's the taking them down that's the issue.
It takes him like 2 hours.
So as the rest of the group, as you all begin moving off out of the town, being led by the foreman, vibrating all the way down the road, the camera is left behind as the kobold that you all spent the night with steps out of the hut, looks at the tent, and goes, how do you take this thing down?
Yeah, we did just abandon that poor little kobold that we slept with.
In their haste to get you on to take care of this intruder, the kobolds seem to have forgotten that you're not supposed to know how to get here.
That's okay. I already knew.
We need to come back anyway for the tents.
They can hold us hostage.
We were following the foreman.
Yes, the foreman is leading the way, and it takes a little bit less time than it took to get here originally, since now you're not blindfolded, you don't need lead, you can just follow the path, which is far more straightforward than the route you actually followed. They zigzagged back and forth a few times, and before long you find yourselves back at the gulf, where it goes from that frozen river down to the chasm full of lava and then the broken bridge. And the kobolds have finished their construction.
Yay.
It does not appear to be a bridge.
Oh, what is it?
What is it?
A catapult?
Yeah, that would be a more accurate description.
Did they build us a trebuchet to
Hooray!
launch us over this chasm?
There's like a 5-foot wide basket that seems to be attached to a very tenuous construction and seems to be ready to just spring whatever's in the basket to the other side of the chasm of lava.
Val understands immediately and gets in.
The instant Val steps in, a kobold standing by slices through a rope.
Oh my
And Val goes flying across the lava chasm and lands neatly on the other side of the stone bridge.
I don't remember commissioning a catapult.
She does the hero landing and turns around and waves you guys on.
As the kobolds begin ratcheting the basket back down for another
She's
launch.
gonna pull her glaive out and go.
This isn't a bridge. This isn't a bridge.
Well, the foreman continues in common. We started building a bridge, but then we realized most of you are way too heavy. Looks over at Zephyr. You could use a bridge, but the rest of you, way too heavy for any proper bridge. So we thought we'd just throw you instead.
I'm going to leave you architectural documents that you can use to build better bridges.
It's funny because getting thrown across the bridge was our first idea.
It was.
Yeah, it really was.
With the troll.
I prefer to be thrown by a mechanical being than a living one.
I would like to be thrown next.
So Neros steps up to the basket, slice the cord. Neros goes flying across the lava chasm as well.
Just misses. No.
How many of these cords do you have? You keep cutting them.
We keep tying it back together. It's just like a bunch of knots in a row.
I'm going to go next before you get too many slices.
Guys, it's fun.
Zephyr goes flying and almost overshoots and like kind of slams into the railing on the opposite side.
You didn't account for my
Ratcheting it back down.
This is the best.
After you, friend.
I think you need to go next.
No, it's definitely you.
After you, and he just shoves you into the basket.
Howard lands head first.
Goes flying head over heels, just like flipping over and over.
Val raises her arms to try and help steady his leg.
Misses completely.
Reflex save, Val.
Gets kicked in the face. It was so silent.
24.
Ooh, good catch.
Zephyr holds up a card with a 10 on it.
Thank you.
She turns him upside down, puts him down.
Uwe! Come on!
Fair just like,
Dwarf in a catapult.
there we go. Just gets it.
Zephyr, could you catch him?
No.
And Uber flies across the chasm as well, landing safely on the other side of the bridge. And as Uver lands, the kobold looks down to tie the rope together, looks up, shakes his head. I'll add a rope, boss.
For the unseen servant.
It's fine. He can fly. Let's go.
And with that, you are all safely on the other side of the path.
Yep.
You can see at this point where the path, as you were able to follow it before it broke, there were walls on either side. At this point, there's just a wall on your right-hand side. On your left is about a 3-foot tall stone wall, but you can see over the side of that down into the lava chasm below. A little ways on down the path, there's another staircase that branches off like in a T-junction, and it goes further up and over the lava wheels.
Alward's going to shout before the kobolds leave and say, "What way to the sacred door?"
Up! All of the kobolds shout simultaneously.
Wow,
Zephyr just
they
looks
knew
up.
what you were asking.
Thank you.
Guess it was pretty self-explanatory.
All the kobolds on the bridge building crew speak common.
So much for only speaking Draconic.
Prerequisite.
Prerequisite for bridge building.
That's how they get money.
Because all blueprints are written in common.
So as you approach the stairs that go off to the side in a T and continue on up, you see a bedroll and the remains of a fire that seem to have been recently stamped out at the base of the stairs.
Wow, we were really close to these losers.
I'm shocked they didn't hear us.
We could have attacked them while they were sleeping. Like an honorable warrior.
We have an assassin in the group. It could be done.
So I guess we go up.
Yes, come on, hurry up. Let's go.
They did say up.
She's running up the stairs.
Wait,
as
what's
fast
around the
as she
corner?
can go. Judging from the map, it's a connection to that broken-in pathway we couldn't take.
We go up.
So you're going up.
Up.
That's what
Up
we
the
were told.
stairs.
Up. Up.
Oh.
I was pushing the up button.
Oh, okay. Ah, this
We
looks
can see the whole thing.
complicated.
But what do we see right in front of us?
What's that dude down there?
What dude?
That
The
red
dude.
dude.
That one
That
right there.
dude.
Yeah. Oh.
That dude
So
in the red.
as you reach the top of the stairs, the stone walkway branches out into an arch that seems to be part of the support system for the lava wheels underneath. But as soon as you go over past that, it turns into heavy-duty metal grating that seems to be supported by huge steel cables that are going up into the ceiling. And at the opposite end of this grating is a figure. Who wants to make some society checks?
I
We all
will.
would.
I'll do my best.
Not bad.
I have a +3 to society.
26.
22.
9.
11.
23.
So Alward, Neros, and Uver all recognize this figure's attire as being in the style of Tian Sha,
It's him or one of his minions.
although it has some different additions to it. You know that the lamellar armor design from Tian Sha, that we as Earth people would be familiar with as like samurai armor, is usually made as out of like plates of non-metal material that's all layered over each other. Where this figure, it looks like a lot of the armor is made out of that lamellar armor, but there's also metal portions, including a full bucket helm with like horns coming off the back of it.
Jeez.
Love it.
Strapped onto his back is a massive tower shield,
Oh.
but he does have the traditional katana and tanto that a samurai would wield. His back is to you at the moment, and he seems to be like holding something in front of him.
Oh,
That is
terrifying.
intimidating.
Yeah.
All right. Here he comes.
Uver just kind of whispers, and we don't care if we have to take him by surprise.
We don't need to.
How far away are we from him?
From the top of the stairs to the end of that like metal catwalk is 60 feet.
Val begins taking some steps forward. Very like she's about to start yelling at him.
Uver just grabs her shoulder. I
You
can't.
can't grab her shoulder. She's over 6
He
foot
steps
tall.
forward. He steps forward and just grabs her in general. And hold on, let me measure something.
Another hug.
Uver will step forward 15 feet.
Well, I mean,
He'll just grab you, and while pushing you back, will step forward. That's what he's gonna do.
okay. Sure.
Zephyr rushes up.
And just cast sudden bolt.
No, hold on. What?
Whoa!
Enemy.
We don't know this.
I have to talk to him first.
You don't have to.
Yes,
No,
I
he
do.
does.
Why?
I have to offer him surrender terms.
You do?
Yeah,
I'm a redeemer.
it's his
I'm not going to just
religion.
attack someone.
It's her religion.
That's why I was talking.
I get why you do, but why would Uver know that?
Right, but that's why I was going forward.
Well, exactly. I get
Right.
that.
Okay. That's
Why
fine.
would
no,
Uver
that's,
do
that's
that?
Fine, that's fine.
Uver knows that there's only one person in here, that they're a part of trying to get the sword.
Just very unhonorable.
Phantom Prison.
Oh. Well, you're welcome to try and stop me.
Yes.
But
that's what I was
and
gonna
I'll also say, whenever I said we don't need to talk to him, I said that in character. Nobody mentioned anything. You actually said yes.
You said we can take him by surprise.
You
You
said
didn't
yes.
say
Wait,
we
you
don't have
said-
to talk.
You said we don't have to take him by surprise.
No, I said we don't have to take. In other words, we can take him by surprise. We don't have to give him.
I thought that meant I could talk to him. That's what I was doing.
No,
I
that's
thought
not
that
what I
meant
meant
we
at
were
all.
gonna
Well, can I
sneak
try
up.
and stop you from casting when you start casting?
It is a manipulating. If Jordy's okay with you using a reaction,
Yeah, you most definitely can't. But we don't have to do all this because I did this on purpose, or did that thing before to say, hey, is this okay to do that?
Right, but
If you
apparently
guys-
we
if-
misunderstood what you
Yeah.
were saying, and I didn't even know you were talking in character.
I said it in Uver's voice.
It didn't. When you say like two words, it doesn't sound like Uver. It sounds like you.
All right,
So
Jordy.
what I'm hearing happens is you guys reach the top of the stairs. You see this figure. Val starts walking forward. Uver stops her, moves forward, starts casting. Everybody's just like, what are you doing?
yeah, basically.
And then Zephyr, after seeing the whole hubbub of stopping you, immediately runs up within 50 feet.
What are you doing, Zephyr? What is everyone doing?
And casts Phantom Prison.
What are you doing?
And real quick, the party is all okay with the Zephyr casting.
I don't want to be all funneled in a hallway.
I mean, he's running past me while I'm trying to stop Uver, so I don't know if I could stop him from running past me.
So here's the thing. If Zephyr is running up, depending on the target's awareness of the situation, that might start initiative.
Oh. Anybody want to stop me?
Can
I mean, I vocally tried to stop you, but
Can
that's
I
about as far
make
as
my
I can do.
unseen servant an enemy for him for the sake of trying to get through?
So instead of running past, he just runs into it.
Yes.
It kind of it kind of depends on the idea of if we want to start by attacking or not, because whether or not we have a plan, if we attack,
I'm so out of character. I am perfectly fine with attacking this guy. However, I think it is ill-advised that we are all almost single file in this hallway. And I just want time for us to move about.
well, nobody said you couldn't.
Well, no. Here's the thing.
We would have to
We
sneak
already
out.
said we would have to sneak out.
Yeah, which is fine, but I want the ability to try that before just being like, ha 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 ha.
But
I don't know.
If-
I like the idea of a sneak attack on somebody we clearly already know is an enemy.
Alternatively, we could roll initiative and everybody does their idea at the same time.
That seems fair.
I agree. That's not bad.
I'm
I
fine
feel
with
like-
Uver doing whatever he wants to
I
do.
feel
a
like
good
this is
compromise.
a situation where everybody feels like everybody else was on the same thought and they didn't plan ahead, and everybody else is like, "What are you doing?"
That sounds fine and fitting to the group.
So with
Oh,
that,
it's annoying.
let's roll initiative.
Because like this is her oaths is to offer everyone a chance of redemption before trying to fight them.
Perception is what we roll with, right?
Yes.
I roll
Yeah.
diplomacy.
15.
Yes.
Awesome.
What'd you roll?
11.
23.
Sam, what did Val get?
30 from a natural 20.
Golly.
And Neros.
Swoon.
She's very diplomatic.
19.
That's quick maths.
So as everybody has all their different ideas of what they should do here, Val is the quickest to act, and she is able to move first.
Not seeing the others, and she's just stepping forward. Or you're not even thinking about Uver putting his hand on her. She's just like, Saito!
And the figure turns around.
First
We're
try.
offering you an opportunity to lay down your arms and talk to us. You have to stop what you're doing now.
I don't even know who you are.
Such a villain thing to say.
But you could.
We're here to offer you terms to stop what you're doing with the Eoredsons.
Wait, doing two of the Eoredsons?
For the Eoredsons.
Okay, that's what I'm doing.
Yes, stop what you're doing for the Eoredsons.
And why should I do this?
Because I don't want to have to hurt you, and I want you to stop and talk to us.
Why don't you join me
In what?
in serving the king?
Are you denying my terms here to stop?
I'm quite willing to talk.
Or are you willing to stop what you're doing?
What am I doing that you want me to stop doing? I'm just standing here.
He has a point.
Don't give away too much info.
Alright, fine. We'll be in the middle here, and we'll talk.
That ain't gonna fly.
He steps forward a little bit and looks down, and there's that break in the grating in front of him where you'd have to go around, and he's like,
I'll stop here. You walk up to the other side of this gap.
She'll start moving forward.
and if everyone is amenable, you may all also move up, and we can just go one round in combat initiative.
So is this stopping what everyone else is going to do, or are they still going to do what they're doing?
Let's see how this plays out.
Okay, that's fine. But I would want my unseen servant in front of Val. It has 30 feet of movement, so I think it can...
I don't think it's a big deal if you guys start moving to kind of get to the flanking sides if you wanted to.
Saito wouldn't like that. If
Okay.
they start branching off, he'd be like, no, stay together.
Okay.
Uver wouldn't listen to that.
Wow.
So you would want to keep branching off?
I'd branch off at least a little bit to the left.
A little bit, that's fine. Like, just kind of flanking off to the side, that's fine. He's not wanting you, like, in the range of a line spell. He just
Right.
doesn't want you flanking and coming around on the sides.
Exactly.
I kind of give Rustaford a little, and I point to the corner.
Okay. So he's still back over the stone arch over the lava wheels.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, as long as he can see the action.
Oh, yeah, he can definitely see.
Yeah,
All right,
somebody's got to tell our story.
Val kind of looks around the others. It's like, the Eoredsons are threatening innocent lives in this place. We can't let that keep happening. We have to stop this.
There's a saying in these lands. You can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. Nor can you quell a rebellion without the loss of some lives.
Quell a rebellion?
Yes, this land is an outright rebellion to the High King Eored.
Eored's dead as far as I can tell, and he's been dead for... I've never even heard of him before this, even.
That is what the historians say, but they know nothing. I have seen him myself.
You've seen him? Where have you seen this mad king?
In my mind.
In your mind? Well, that...
I know that sounds stupid. Stop laughing at me.
I'm not laughing at you. My friend is.
I'm sorry. It's just the last person who said he had ghost in his head was your father.
What?
What do you know of Eored?
It's part of your name.
I don't think he's part of the Eoredsons.
Oh, it's part of their name.
He is an old king in ancient Thassalon. Is that right?
Not quite that old. A few hundred years, yes.
Some call him a tyrant because there's a lot of confusion about his history.
There is two written forms in the public anyway of who Eoredson was. Some called him the Mad King, and some called him the Tyrant King.
Lies, all of them. He is the rightful High King, as he has slain the dragon Fafnir.
But the evidence said otherwise, did it not?
Yeah, he had no proof.
Fafnir's not dead.
And how would you know? Have you been to his lair?
Have you?
That's a good point.
How would you know that he's telling the truth? Are you just blindly following him because he spoke to you in your mind? He
When
can
was-
speak to you in your mind.
I actually can't do that.
One of them can cast a spell to speak to you in their mind.
I can speak to him in his ear.
The
When-
point is that
When was the last time Fafnir was seen active in these area? Society check, Uver.
thank you.
Can I make a check?
Sure, anybody who'd like to.
Can I use musical?
27.
21.
28.
Nice rolls, all of you. As you're running back through your memory, you're actually not able to think of any recent sightings of Fafnir since when he claims Fafnir was killed.
Well, if Fafnir is dead, then why can't he just provide any proof?
He attempted to and was driven out of his own kingdom.
Why don't you guys just go to Fafnir's lair?
Because it's in the middle of the Grungir forest?
Well, if your king did it, then it's possible.
Why was he ran out?
I, with no degree of shame, admit that I am not the equal to my King Eored. And as for you, small one, he was driven out because his people did not believe him. They called him mad.
You know, that's really rude. We were having a polite conversation, and then you make fun of our friend here.
I don't know if that's rude.
I mean, I get it a lot.
Also, you laughed at him.
Well, it sounds insane.
You said it's the middle of the... Would I know that it was in the middle of the Grungir Forest?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fairly common knowledge.
Okay, that's fair. Sorry, I'm suddenly remembering a certain moment in the Grungir Forest.
Well,
Does that actually proc anything?
You would know because you know the general area.
Mhm.
You know that you were not near Fafnir's lair
Okay.
in your time in the forest.
Good to know. Okay, thank you.
whether he is the rightful heir of this place or not, until you guys can provide any proof, threatening innocent lives is nothing short of evil and has to be stopped.
The time of a few hundred years ago, the people that would have been in rebellion of him, most of them would have been long gone. Must you hold the sons and grandsons and granddaughters of the people nowadays to the sins of their forefathers?
I do not make these decisions. I merely follow the will of my king.
And why would your king hold such a will and still be called good and not tyrant?
It is not for me to question my king.
It is good for the people to make sure that they are following someone that they should follow.
And are you so short-sighted of a man as to fall away when your king does something that confuses you? And he turns away and just stops looking at Uver.
And are you so blind as to not see when a king has lost his way and perhaps should be brought back?
Still avoiding looking at Uver, he says, I offer you audience with the king. You may join him.
What does that mean? Audience with him, joining him. What does that...
You seem capable. You followed me this far into the forge.
Can we forego the door thing? We've got a couple of friends back in the cave that don't think it's such a good idea at the moment.
Sophia, can you for just 5 seconds stop giving people information?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Precisely.
Can we just talk to him now?
No, we would need to return to Joel to be able to speak with him.
We could do that, but could you close the door? I've been told it's not good.
I don't...
What door are we talking about?
Somebody said you didn't open a door. You
The
did.
sacred door.
Oh, the door up here?
The one we just came through?
Was that a door? Did you open it?
Yes.
Then that's the
What
door.
door?
The door we walked through at the top of the stairs.
Was there a door at the top of the stairs?
Yes,
It
did
was
the
just
game
already
master
open.
forget to mention it?
Yes.
There's a door at the top of the stairs. It's a wonder the game master didn't bring it up to make sure you knew we were in the right place.
What was he holding, by the way?
He seems to be holding a small golden amulet.
So not a baby.
So not a
Nah,
sword
Not a
either.
sword.
Well,
It could be a sword.
Well, until we know that you're not threatening the lives of innocents, we can't just stop and let you leave.
Then it seems our path is clear.
All right, then.
It's a good thing we ruled initiative.
I'm very sorry about this.
Val, it is your turn.
Oh,
As you can see, he begins to move his arm menacingly as if he was going to draw a weapon.
she takes a little ribbon at the end of her glaive and dips it in some paint on her side and then splashes out a deluge of colorful illusory paints and tools as she's casting Splash of Art. And he needs to make a will save.
That is such a specifically named spell, but
Yeah.
it's great.
It's my domain spell.
Ah.
That makes sense.
What's
One
the
of
DC?
20.
A critical success.
Can I use that? No, that's bad.
Oh,
Can
my
I
bad.
use a hero point?
Oh, yes. Yes. Sam and I were talking about this. I think, Jenkins, you were there when we were talking about this. Official announcement. You may now use a hero point to give disadvantage on an enemy that is rolling a save against you. As we were like, oh, wait, half the party is casters. This will make hero points a lot more easy to use.
Yeah, it would.
100%.
All right. Let's try it. And hope
But I assume they can't
I'm sorry.
stack.
I heard critical success and got very excited, and then I realized it's
I
not
heard
good.
Jordy say critical success, and I went,
DC
oh, well.
21, you said?
20.
20. Regular failure.
Probably one off.
Rolled high.
All right. I'm going to roll a 1d4 to decide what color paint it is.
Blue.
White.
Dang it.
What's
he
that?
is dazzled for 1 round.
Nice.
Oh,
On red, he would have been enfeebled. On yellow, frightened. Blue, clumsy.
just debuff this guy.
So yeah, just a splash of art of a rose and a bird carrying it goes and just splashes against him.
What a way to start. You are all now concealed to him.
And then I'm
Nice.
casting shield. And that's the end of my turn.
All right. It's now his turn. He is going to begin walking around the gap. So his vision is hazy, but it's not so bad as to be blinded. But he's going to begin walking around that gap that you all were negotiating around. And he's just walking down the other path as if to just leave.
He's dazzled. He falls off. Oh, he's just running past us.
He's got heavy armor on, so he's moving slowly, but he's just walking away.
Don't let him get away.
Zephyr, it's your turn.
So, question, is my fatigue, what does that affect on DCs if I were to have
So-
a DC against, or they would have to match a DC? What would that mean?
No effect on that. The fatigue only affects your defenses. So -1 to your armor, -1 to your fortitude, -1 to your reflex, -1 to your will.
Okay. How far down that is it to the start of the path? Did that make any sense?
So, like, how far back would you have to go to get back onto the stone archway?
Yeah.
It'd be 25 feet away from you.
That is perfect, actually. From there, I am going to... Is he over a grating?
Yes, he's currently over a grating.
Okay.
Lightning.
How big are the grates?
Big enough for us to walk on.
They're about 3-inch holes. So 3-inch spaces between each of the bars that make up the grating.
Okay. I cast Scatter Scree.
What is that?
Yeah.
So from above his head, you see just a bunch of rocks loose from the top of the cave
Oh.
and begin to fall.
Woohoo.
And
damage?
I have to...
It's 3d4.
Damage you?
It's a basic reflex. Sorry.
What's your DC?
DC 20.
Regular success.
So half damage. Yay!
1.5 d4.
Well, I have 3 d4s here somewhere.
But the important bit that I think you are going for, if you want to read the rest of it.
So the rest of it says the ground in the area becomes difficult terrain for a duration, for just 1 minute. However, I don't know if the holes are too big for the rocks to fall
If the rocks fill the holes, then he'll need to be careful not to slip on the rocks.
But that's
Or
the thing, the
stub his
rocks would
toe.
fall through
or
and not
stub
matter.
his toe.
Difficult terrain
And
is
we all
difficult terrain, my
know-
guy.
A stubbed toe can
Yeah.
completely debilitate you.
It's true.
It can lead to a toenail infection.
It could.
Or several.
I think Scree would be large enough that it could impose a difficulty in this situation.
Okay.
Yay.
So
If
we've
it were
got...
scatter gravel, it wouldn't.
It'd just be dusty.
So 5 damage.
Nice.
All right, so Stride, 2 actions to cast a spell. It is Neros' turn.
Oh, Lord, I was not prepared. I was riffing with Sam.
I also wasn't prepared.
Sam.
but
The amount
I-
of time you've been looking at that iPad and not talking to me, I
She's
feel like
looking at
you were
memes,
ready.
Sam. She's looking at memes.
I'm going to cast Phantom Pain.
Ooh.
I would like a will save, please.
What's the DC?
That's a great question. 21.
Make him hurt.
The way you said that made like gonna make him like have a high price at his coupon doesn't work at the mall.
Regular fail.
Hey! We celebrate those here, especially
Wow.
spells.
Wow.
Same times he's.
I
love
didn't
you.
cheer, so
I love you.
All
I was too
right.
busy reading about AI.
So you get full
What a waste.
initial and persistent damage.
Nice.
Damage.
Let me roll that initial damage.
Wow.
You roll that initial
2d4
damage.
mental.
Yeah.
And that's maximum damage. Thanks!
Yeah.
And you get 1d4 persistent damage.
Love it.
You are sickened 1.
Oh, yeah.
If the target recovers from being sickened, the persistent damage ends and the spell ends. If.
If.
What's Sicken do again?
I don't know.
-1 to basically everything.
Yeah, pretty much. Neros, you have 1 action left.
How?
You
I'm
could
going to do it.
Do it.
do
Do
what?
it.
I'm not like other girls. I've got tentacle arms. Focus spell, tentacular limbs.
Nice.
Saito doesn't seem to notice. He's still dazzled.
Do you notice how Jordy made the gaps just far enough that I could stab over the gaps with my glaive?
You could if you jump. All right, Uver, it is your turn.
If I took off my armor, I could.
How far is he away from me now? Because he moved
30 feet.
30 feet. Well,
Just double
I can deal with-
diagonals.
I can work with that. I can work with that.
I would
You
hope
better.
so.
He's wearing
Wizard.
armor, right? And has metal on it, right?
Yes.
And he's walking on metal.
And he's
And
walking on metal. But that's
Technically,
that's
we're-
not the part that matters.
We're all on metal.
Oh no.
I'm on stone.
He's surrounded by rocks, so the rocks will take up the lightning.
That's not how that works.
Oh, isn't it?
Not when it's a touch spell with reach.
I think I know where you're going.
Yes, you do. Shocking grasp.
Oh.
Oh, reach spell making it
Reach.
30 feet.
Reach, yeah.
But it's still a touch. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I thought you were about to lighten bolt
That
this
means that I get a +1 circumstance bonus to my attack roll. Okay, because he has metal armor. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to roll.
I thought this guy was going to at least try to fight us, and he's just running.
He's purposefully walking.
Purposefully walking.
He was
Walking
speed
with a
walking,
purpose.
and then he's like, "Ah, rocks."
He was speed walking like the suburban moms.
Does a 27 hit?
Oh,
No.
What?
What?
I mean, that wouldn't hit me.
It would
Oh
hit
wait,
me.
no, it would hit me.
What?
So you do your reach spell with the shocking grasp, and you just get the sense that his armor is nigh upon impenetrable.
With him being sickened,
With him being sickened.
nigh impenetrable.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't cast like the amulet.
Oh crap!
Wait, but it's impossible to disarm people in this game. How are we supposed to do anything?
Guys, I've got Mage Hand. It's okay.
Are you going to steal the amulet?
We're going to play Slap Hands.
You suck.
At least it was a cantrip.
No, it wasn't.
I know.
All right, well, I know what I'm using next time. That is my turn. Gosh.
Oh, because it's a reach and a spell.
Yeah. Uver is going to yell out that information, though.
Alward.
Sorry, Sven.
Knowing that a 27 doesn't hit, I don't think I can do anything. But I'm going to have my Unseen Servant move diagonally across. No.
Yeah, blocking his path or the
Zephyr.
staircase
Yes. Oh, you weren't asking for me.
Up.
north of him.
One over.
So you have your unseen servant move and align with Zephyr to block his path off the
Yeah.
catwalk.
And then I know this is going to fail, but I'm going to do it anyway. I need him to make a fortitude save.
What's the DC?
21.
A regular fail.
Oh, fun. So Alward's book starts glowing a little bit of gold, and it sort of wraps around him as what looks to be little tiny sand particles slowing down. And he is clumsy 2 and enfeebled 2 for 1 minute and is drained 1.
You got the good spell on him.
Jeez,
It's my relic's second ability.
That's amazing.
It is. And that is my turn.
Okay, so to recap, he's clumsy 2, enfeebled 2, sickened 1, dazzled,
Drained.
drained 1.
He'll be undazzled at the end of my turn.
we're just debuffing the crap out of this
That's how
guy.
you fight.
But look at him.
All right, Val, it's your turn.
How far away is he from me?
25 feet.
So if I were to try to pull the amulet from his hand, is there anything I could do about that, or is that like a...
That would be a disarm check.
Okay, so that'd be basically impossible. You know, it's possible he's a thaumaturge, and that's his special item.
That is possible.
Well, go do something about it.
Recall knowledge.
Could-
Let's figure this out.
Could I... trying to think about how to set myself up here. How many actions is it to get in range of attacking this guy?
It would be 2 strides.
He's just out of range of a single stride and
Mhm.
attack. That's so frustrating.
Question. How did my attack look when I tried to hit him?
How do you describe somebody they would have hit with the electricity, they didn't miss, but the armor was sufficient? It looked like the armor was sort of just dampening the charge to the point where it wasn't a big deal.
Okay, can I do a recall knowledge about what happened? What effect that might be that just stopped? Unless that was just a miss.
I'm going to give you that for free. He's got extremely heavy armor on. So it was just a miss
It's
against
just
the
his
armor
AC
class.
is too high.
Yes.
Okay, the way it was described, sounded almost like the armor like absorbed the
Rolled
damage.
a
It, like he just took no
15.
damage.
It sounded as though we could do something to help us, but no.
Okay, with my last action,
At this point, he's currently experiencing a -2 to his armor class because he is clumsy too.
can I move 10 feet south of him, southeast, so to the right one?
Yeah.
And then I'm just gonna attack him.
All right.
I feel like that's worthwhile.
Yeah.
22.
That's going to miss, unfortunately.
All right, that's my turn.
So Saito begins walking towards the exit again. The servant, of course, is unseen, so he strides into the servant and is stopped by the servant. He kind of just like pushes up against the servant for a second, looks confused, looks over to Zephyr down at the amulet in his hand, focuses for a second, and then raises the amulet over his hand, and as he does so, a ghostly katana appears out of his hand, and he swings it down at Zephyr.
That's
Whoa.
so sick, but why is it gotta be against us?
For one action.
A 25 to hit.
That hits.
All right.
I should have gone up there.
That's 21 damage.
You looking all right, Sophia?
It's half of what I currently have, pretty much.
Okay.
I feel like we
Gosh.
shouldn't have done this one yet.
No, I think this is we are able to fight it. It's just that it's a 1v all boss, so I assume his AC needs to be high.
I know.
Or he's got something going on, but
I mean, he's got crazy good armor on.
right.
Once we kill him,
Yeah.
we can steal it.
All right. Zephyr, it's your
If we
turn.
kill him.
If we kill him.
Yeah, if.
Okay.
Like the dude's just nonchalantly walking.
Because he knows we can't touch him.
So, I
Did his ghostly sword go away after he made a strike?
It still is visible.
Okay.
then I am going to need a fortitude save.
Ooh. What's the DC?
20.
Regular
I-
fail.
Wow, this guy is.
He either has really bad saves or he's just rolling bad.
I mean,
Yeah.
he rolled a crit success first off.
yeah.
It was that hero point disadvantage.
So you just hear Zephyr after getting struck kind of curse under his breath and then just say, "You are thirsty." As he casts Cup of Dust.
Oh.
And a regular failure means it lasts for 1 day. The creature is immediately affected by a thirst as if it hadn't had a drink in days. It becomes fatigued and takes 1d4 damage each hour that it can't be healed until it quenches its thirst. No amount of drinking can quench the creature's thirst during the spell's duration.
He's a thirsty boy.
Wow.
My mouth feels awful.
Good.
And then he takes 2 damage.
So wait, what?
Wait. Stop everything. Abby, you want to roll persistent damage?
Oh, yeah, I will. What was it? 1D? Did I say
oh,
1d4?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't even need to.
4.
Ooh.
Nice.
Ooh.
Take that.
Max
She's
damage.
max.
You have a bad headache.
And his mouth feels weird.
So his mouth feels weird. He has a headache. He's clumsied. He's drained. He's enfeebled.
Wow. I guess you save spells now, guys.
Neros.
How far away is he from me now?
30 feet.
Perfect.
The unseen servant kept him from getting out of range.
Because what I want to do is create a sound burst without including Zephyr
I can close my ears.
in it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he'd be out of range.
Okay. Then give me a fortitude save. Last time I tried this, it didn't work.
You ever have one of those times where you throw a die and it lands on the exact same number after it rolls around for a bit? It's freaky. Regular fail.
It's a freak.
Okay. That's 2d10 of damage.
Nice.
That is 10 sonic damage. Because
Average.
I rolled a 2 on one of them.
Aw.
And you are deafened for a round.
Oh my goodness, this guy. Yeah, his mouth feels weird. He's got a headache. Now he can't hear anything.
His ears are
He's
just
so
ringing.
tired.
He's
What
sick.
is my
At
life?
least he can see again. He's not dazzled anymore.
This sounds like when I get MSG poisoning.
So true. I'm sorry for you.
And then I'd like to move north. Not that far north. Like in between Zephyr and who is that in front of me? Alward?
Yes.
It's going to create
Just
a wall.
right
of
in the
people.
middle of them.
All right.
Stuck in the middle.
So you're just like 5 feet away from the edge of the stone arch now. All right. Uver.
Move me 20 feet towards him. Just straight. Yeah, straight up. And Uver obviously very frustrated that that armor is so thick.
Dummy thick.
Some dummy thick armor.
Thick armor.
Thick armor.
With 3 C's.
Yeah. I mean, impressive, but
Stands for clang, clang,
wish
clang.
it wasn't for now. It'll be mine later.
Disadvantage to stealth. You can't wear heavy armor.
Blame them.
You started it.
I didn't. You said thick.
He just used the word thick as it's intended.
So Uver staring at this thick armor.
He's gonna look at him and say, "So be it." I hold out his hand, and I imagine this dark swirl just kind of warps space around him in front as he casts agonizing despair. I need a will save.
Hey.
That sounds terrifying.
Now he succeeds after all
Right?
this time.
Right?
21.
Regular fail.
Oh my goodness.
And if I'm counting correctly, the fatigue is the only thing debuffing the will. And that's why he failed.
Oh.
Does drained debuff any? I don't know what my.
It debuffs your fortitude.
Oh.
All right.
And your health.
So he is now frightened 2.
Is he really?
Unfortunately, that's also a status penalty. But
But that's attack rolls.
yeah.
And he takes 4d6 mental damage.
We're not done yet. Hold our horses.
13 damage. That's my turn.
Alward.
Like a bad player, I haven't been planning out my turns.
Like a
Alward.
bad pirate?
Yes,
Like a
like
bad
a
player.
bad pirate.
Like a bad pirate, Alward is there.
Arr. Arr. Here you go.
I'm going to amp a spell, and I need him to make a fortitude save again.
This is the 4th time I've rolled that number in a row.
Regular fail
Super
again.
freaky. Yeah, regular fail.
Is it
Regular
like a
fail.
4 and he's 1 under?
Don't worry, guys. I have a plan.
I'm glad you do.
Don't trust you.
So what's going to happen is I'm going to select his area, and then just some random other area. And since he failed, he's going to take 2d6 bludgeoning and then 2d6 slashing damage.
Wow.
That look on the face tells me none of this is going to go through.
I do need to, like, what's happening? Well, I guess you'll explain that. It's
Nice.
just a yawn. Don't worry. He's not happy.
It's not bad, man.
That's not bad at all.
It's an
What?
average and a great.
So that's 21 damage if I'm doing math right.
That's the total of both of them together?
Yeah, that's 6 plus 6 plus 6 and then 3.
Well, that's a third 6?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
Oh
it was
my
2 3s
gosh.
and 2 6s.
No.
Yeah, that's 21.
It all goes through.
That'll do.
Ew.
And he is now bloodied.
Finally.
And
Took long
then
enough.
for my last action, can I recall knowledge to know his class?
Yes.
Since he's just a human.
Make a society check.
His class is NPC.
Don't you make the society check?
I do. What's your society bonus?
14.
A 1.
I would believe you.
He's a rogue.
Oh.
I don't believe
Sam,
you.
what have you done?
Stop speaking things into existence.
Sam.
Samuel
you specifically
Sarver.
said
Sam.
you wouldn't do
My
that anymore.
powers come back to me.
Stop mentioning rolls.
I do what I do well.
Speaking of Sam, it's his turn.
Can I, with 20 feet movement, can I get within 10 feet of him?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can go up here and then just go here to go around the scree.
Yes. Okay.
So now you're up on the stone arch with them as well.
Awesome. So she runs up there, mutters a prayer to Shaylin, and the paint just starts swirling with and mixing with the crackles as she casts True Strike and attacks.
Nice.
Beautiful.
We'll see if it works.
28.
That's a hit.
Well, he has a lot of negatives to him right now that
Oh, good
affect
point.
his AC.
Good point.
But still.
I'm doing a lot of math over here, guys.
That is 14 points of slashing damage.
Nice.
Nice.
So she does that, slashes him good, and says, "You still have an opportunity here. Stand down."
And he replies, I will die for my king.
Then die.
It is Saito's turn. He's going to make a shove check against this whatever that's in his way.
So this guy's not even attacking us.
He's
just
succeeding.
Well, he attacked me.
It's an unseen, sir. He's just gonna
Oh,
push
that's true.
at this
21
invisible
damage.
force.
What's it against again?
Fortitude DC.
Is Fortitude DC 10?
Critical success!
He gets shoved.
Oh, wait. I didn't sustain him. He's just gone. But he doesn't know that?
So he like shoves out in front of him and he's like waves his hands a little bit and starts walking forward.
if you shove hard enough, you will trip over nothing
Can
and
you make
just
a reflex
fall.
save?
Can he be
Forward.
confused?
You will stumble forward.
I totally forgot that.
Mechanics.
So with his critical success, he is allowed to move into that space with his shove check.
He just keeps going and stumbles into the lava at the end of the bridge.
Just keeps it tackles.
I
like
don't
a
think that's how this
football
works.
players.
Then
Tim
he
Allen?
takes that tower shield off of his back, holds it in front of him facing you all, and he's like, I will deliver this to my king, and starts backing down the stairs.
Like a weird vampire.
I don't want to kill him.
Is he still frightened?
He's frightened 1 now. I just remembered he can't reply to Val checking and be like, you
He's
still
deaf.
have a chance. He's
He's
just
deaf.
like, what?
Oh, I forgot.
Oh.
What is wrong with this man?
All right, Zephyr, it's your turn.
How far away from me is he?
20 feet.
He's 20 feet. Okay, so who all is behind me? Question.
I am.
We are.
Is anybody like in? Can anybody see my face?
No.
No.
I'm sideways of you. I can see the side of your face.
So you won't see this, but from what he sees is just my jaw unhinge and just a horde of spiders come crawling out towards him.
I would say Val definitely sees that.
I forgot about
being
this.
that
sideways
vomit
of
swarm?
you.
And I need a fortitude, but you said I could give him disadvantage?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's fine.
That's gross.
I completely forgot about this spell.
Yeah.
It's so gross.
There are a lot of really gross spells in this game.
Yeah,
Regular fail.
Hey!
that'll work.
Keep the streak going.
All right, so
That was a good rule implementation.
he takes 6 damage as the spiders bite and sting.
Are there any riders or poison or anything?
He also becomes sickened 1.
He has sickened 1 again.
Still, he's sick for a different reason.
He's got 2. He has actually it is significant because he has 2 instances of being sick.
Yeah.
He would have to recover from both of those to not be sickened.
That's good.
Oh, and then Zephyr takes a step to the left. And then a jump to the right. No, that's a joke. That's a joke. Step to the left.
Neros, it is your turn.
She puts her hands on her hips.
Rusty. Tentacle arms. I believe in you.
I'm not using my tentacle
Well,
arms.
if you're using your arms, technically you are.
I mean, yeah, I guess. They're just waving them around. I really want to give you disadvantage.
Okay.
You should.
Yeah,
The caster's splurge at this fight.
I want to give you disadvantage.
It's
Merry
so,
Christmas.
it's so nice to not be the only one consistently spending hero points.
Okay, this is the reason I needed you to move. Grim tendrils.
Yeah.
Fortitude save.
So
have to
not
be so
tentacle arms,
negative.
tendril things.
With disadvantage.
I got a question.
Oh.
What happens on a critical fail?
Really?
You take double negative damage
But that means
And
positive.
double persistent.
and double persistent bleed.
10 out of 10 with the tentacles.
10 out of tentacle.
It's not great.
Double it
So that's 10
with tentacles.
negative damage,
Better than 5.
and you get 2 persistent bleed.
Beautiful.
Would you roll that 1d4 persistent mental damage he should have taken while I was coming down the stairs and I forgot to ask for it?
Oh, the mental damage, yes.
Yeah.
A mental, damn it.
4.
Yeah, max damage.
Boy, that spell is like the MVP here.
Is he alive?
Well, he was bloodied,
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
So he's beyond bloodied.
so he's dead.
Doubtful.
I think his armor is just
There.
sentient.
Badly injured is what the Foundry would say.
Ah,
Hey, that's good. For us.
Not for him.
All right, so Neros, you did Grim Tendrils. He critically failed. I believe you have one action left.
Yep, I'm gonna step up to be even with Saphir.
All right, so now Zephyr, Neros, and Val have gotten back onto the stone arch, but Uver and Alward are still out on the metal catwalk, and Saito is making his way down the stairs back away from all of this. Uver, it's your turn.
Oh, another hero point spent for another wizard.
he's
Another
our
nerd.
only wizard.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm an
All right.
archetype.
What am I
Alright.
rolling for?
Yeah, you're kind of a wizard.
Reflex.
You're kind of a wizard, Harry.
21.
I wonder if that's the one he's really good at.
Fail.
Perfect.
This
So
is
here
good.
comes.
I will let you know by 1.
Oh,
So those debuffs, baby.
them debuffs coming in.
This is how you do a good boss fight, guys. You have
So-
to debuff him to death.
Uver is after that. After casting Agonizing Despair, he's also going to say, "And I don't want to see your king back," as he casts Sudden Bolt.
Oh!
I like all,
4d12.
I like all the one-liners at a deaf man.
Uver's not really saying it to him.
I mean, we gotta talk. Some of these are somatic.
Yeah,
Sorry,
true.
verbal.
Yeah,
Semantics.
theatrics. Shush.
You're theatrical.
I am.
Get out of here.
Theater kid.
Theater of the face.
29 damage.
Ooh, that's good.
Doth he be dead?
He's still up. But
What?
He is not looking good.
Is he, say, near death?
I
swear
really
he's
want
Yes.
to. I really want to finish him off, but I don't do one thing.
He is near death.
So close.
Let me hit him and take credit for the kill.
Let me solo her.
You have one action left, Uver.
Punch him.
I'm gonna run up.
Yeah, tickle him.
And so you run to the top of the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Alward.
Get him, Alward. I believe in you.
Can you remind me how shove works?
On a success, they move 5 feet. On a critical success, they move 10 feet.
Okay. Get me within 30 feet of him first. Thank you.
Takes one step forward.
I'm then going to amp my mage hand. And these, like, ghostly hands that become invisible as they're flying through Neros and Zephyr fly toward the target,
Ooh, that felt weird.
grab on behind him, and I can make an attack roll against his Fortitude DC instead.
Wow.
And shove is an attack roll.
I kind of really want this. I'm going to go ahead and use my only hero point. Okay.
Oh.
Sad.
Sad days.
Sad days were had by me. 21 against his Fortitude with all of the debuffs.
Just barely a miss.
Come on!
The target takes a minus 10 foot circumstance penalty to its speed until the spell ends.
Mhm.
Starting at the next round, after I've cast the spell, if I sustain it, I can attempt the shove check again. So I'm not sure if he still takes the minus 10 regardless.
The way I would read it would be you make a shove check, and whether or not you succeed to move him, he's got the hands still holding on to him. And then, so he has that penalty to his speed, and then at the beginning of your next turn, you can try another shove before they dissipate.
Then I straight up do not care that I failed, as long as he gets the minus 10 status penalty to his movement.
There we go.
All right, Val, it's your turn.
All right. How does what does 20 feet give me?
You can step up next to Uver at the top of the stairs, and you are 10 feet away from Saito.
Has he hurt any of us in the last turn?
Not this last turn.
Drat.
He tried to hurt the unseen servant.
I will run around him with my other movement, and I will attack with my glaive. Natural 20
Oh, Sven!
for a 34.
Oh, you're right.
We haven't gotten a card in so long.
I know,
I
it's
forgot
been a
about
hot
it.
minute.
All right. What is this attack?
It's a glaive.
It's a glaive.
So
So,
it's a melee. Slashing damage.
All right. This will be interesting. Knockback.
Yeah.
Push the target up to 10 feet. That's it.
That's amazing.
Well, let me get damage out first.
I think he did.
Is he already towards the end of the stairs?
So with the attack from the glaive, it pushes him back up to the top of the stairs.
It's an interesting.
Not
That
back.
is 40 points of damage.
Oh my goodness!
Wait, let me make sure I did that right.
Don't break my heart, Sam.
Yeah, please
Yeah,
don't.
Yeah, no, 13 plus 4
Uh-huh.
is 17. That's
Yes.
34 plus 6 for deadly.
That's 40.
That's 40
That's
damage.
40.
Nice. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
had single digits.
Hey. He was given 2 options, and one of them he couldn't hear.
So she gets down behind him. She gets down behind him and just lunges up the stairs with her glaive, just driving it into his back, sending him flying up the stairs. 10 feet up the stairs.
And as he lands at the top of the stairs, his hand that's holding the ghostly sword, the sword like dissipates. His hand slams down lifelessly on the stone floor, and the amulet that he's holding like skitters out of his hand and comes spinning to a stop in front of Neros and Zephyr. And that's where we'll end this episode.
Good work.
Don't pick it up.
Woo!
That was
Oh my gosh.
stressful, but I'm glad we could, as casters, could actually do something.
Yeah,
That was nice.
The hero point deal.
Thank you for
that's
giving
great.
us for letting us give you
That was
disadvantage.
That was good.
All right, Sam, you got the hero point for this encounter, this adventure, this episode today for playing your character well.
Wow.
Seeking diplomacy, looking for redemption.
And killing him.
Yeah. Yeah.
That good.
The
40,
cycle
40
of life and
damage.
death continues. Well, thank you guys. This is pretty great. I'm really happy to be here talking with all of you. It's a good time. I'm gonna go. I gotta finish preparing all the great horror of Delta Green.
And we'll see you all in the next episode. This has been an Atomic Broadcasting production. Pathfinder, Galarian, and the Lost Omens world setting are copyright of Paizo. More information at paizo.com. Music in the show is from Monument Studios' collection, as well as assorted artists with some original tracks composed by Jordy Hake. More details in the description. If you enjoyed the show, please remember to share with a friend, and we'll look forward to seeing you again next time.
Black.
At both times you've asked me for a marker, I've had 2 in front of
The
me.
blood of angry men. Black. The dark of ages past. Red.
The color of desire.
What?
Isn't that what it was?
That's not on that one.
Oh, it's the other one.
What are you referencing?
Les Miserables.
Oh, I've never watched that.
Ah.
How dare you?